if you want to know what to do if your father has been in intensive care for 3 months on a ventilator with a tracheostomy and is ready to go home, stay tuned. I've got news for you. My name is Patrick Hutzel from intensivecarehome.com, and I have another video for you where I answer a question from one of our readers and potential clients. So today I have an email from Asa who says, "Hi Patrick, the hospital and the ICU refused to send my father home by telling the social worker my dad is not stable enough to be transferred. However, for the past 3 months, they have been trying to send him to a step-down ICU, and I've been refusing, and I was trying to get him home, but they blocked that because he's on a ventilator with a tracheostomy. And now I'm pushing to get him home again so that he can get better treatment as well. And I can feel comfortable while visiting my dad in his own home. I'm so stressed because they were calling me and harassing me because they're trying to get guardianship over my father when I actually have the power of attorney over my father. And I wanted to know if you can help me to get my dad home or at least transferred to another hospital." From Asa. Now, Asa, thank you so much for your email. And I'm very sad and very disturbed to read what you're sending me there, you know. Now, the bottom line is the reason you've come to our website and you're writing in is simply because you've recognized on our website at intensivecarehome.com that we are obviously specialized on taking long-term intensive care patients with a tracheostomy and a ventilator home. That is bread and butter for us. So probably Google pointed you to our website because you were looking for relevant information around transferring your dad home who's been stuck in an ICU for 3 months. I can only imagine what that looks like for your dad. He's probably depressed. He's more than ready to come home, more than ready to get out of a depressing intensive care environment, you know, and by them telling you he's not stable enough to go home, but they want to send him to a step-down ICU or a HDU, clearly violates their own speech and is actually contradicting, you know. So don't let them harass you. That's number one. Show them that you've got an option for your dad to go home. We can make that happen for you. There's no issue there at all. As long as your dad is off inotropes and, you know, is hemodynamically stable, he's not awaiting any surgery, you know, we can take him home, no questions asked. So where to from here? Well, you've got to start talking about them more and more, that your dad is going home and that you have a solution, right? And the solution here is intensive care at home. So with that solution, we should just simply get the ball rolling. And by talking to ICU, we should also talk to whoever is going to pay for it, whether that's NDIS or any other funding body, whether that's private health insurance and so forth, because we want to get your dad home as quickly as possible. Bear in mind, once your dad goes home, the cost of the ICU bed is being reduced by around 50%. And because the cost of the ICU bed is reduced by 50%, it's a win-win situation, right? And this win-win situation, the win is for you and for your dad, of course, to go home. The win is for the funding body to slash the cost of an ICU bed by 50%. And the win is for the ICU to free up an ICU bed, right? It's a win-win situation altogether. We will set up the home with all the equipment that is needed. We will create the team that is needed to keep your dad at home instead of in intensive care. That is all bread and butter for us. We will plan the discharge with you, with the hospital, with your dad, with yourself, any other family members. You know, we've done it many times. And, you know, we select the right staff with you so that we can create a team that can keep your dad at home predictably. You want your dad at home, not in an ICU. So I hope that explains what's happening here and what should be happening here. Don't let anyone harass you. You know, you just keep telling them what you want and get us in the mix, and then we can get the ball rolling and get your dad home as quickly as possible, like we have done with many, many clients over the years. We have been in business since 2012. So With intensive care at home, we are currently operating all around Australia, in all major capital cities, as well as in all regional and rural areas. We are an NDIS approved service provider all around Australia, TAC and WorkSafe in Victoria, iCare in New South Wales, NIISQ in Queensland, as well as the Department of Veteran Affairs all around Australia. Our clients and we as a provider have also received funding through public hospitals, private health funds, as well as departments of health. That basically means we are currently sending our critical care nurses into the home 24 hours a day, which means we are providing a genuine alternative to a long-term stay in intensive care for ventilation, tracheostomy, home BiPAP, home CPAP ventilation without tracheostomy, tracheostomy without ventilation, home TPN, home IV potassium, home IV magnesium infusion, IV fluids, and IV antibiotics. We're also providing ventilation weaning at home. We're also providing central line management, peak line management, Hickman's line management, as well as port management at home. We're also providing nasogastric tube and PEG tube management at home, as well as palliative care services at home. We're also sending our critical care nurses into the home for emergency department bypass services. Like I said, we have done so successfully as part of the Western Sydney Local Area Health District, their In Touch program, saving approximately $2,000 per patient that we keep at home instead of them going to emergency departments. And therefore, we're also in a position, like I just mentioned in our email today from ISA, that we are in a position to cut the cost of an intensive care bed by around 50%. An intensive care bed costs around $5,000 to $6,000 per bed day. Our service costs between $2,500 to $3,000 per day. And we're freeing up the most sought after bed in the hospital, which is the ICU bed. But most importantly, we're improving the quality of life for patients and their families, which is a win-win situation for all stakeholders. We're also the only service provider in Australia that has achieved third-party accreditation for intensive care at home nursing in 2025. We have been achieving this level of accreditation since 2012. No other service provider has achieved this high level of accreditation in the community and has created more intellectual property for intensive care at home than we have. This puts us in a position to employ hundreds of years of critical care nursing experience combined in the community. No other service provider in 2025 employs a higher skill level in the community than we do, which enables us to look after the highest acuity adults and children in the community in Australia safely. And if you're at home already and you're watching this, or if you're stuck in ICU, like in today's email from Asa, and you realize that you don't have the right level of support, I'll give you a very tangible and real-world example today. One of our first clients, when we first got started over 10 years ago, was a client who was at home initially on a ventilator with a tracheostomy with a support worker model 24/7. Of course, support workers are dangerous, and it's negligence having support workers look after a client at home on a ventilator with a tracheostomy. That is like flying the airplane with a cabin crew instead of the pilot, because anyone on a ventilator with a tracheostomy is at very high risk of medical emergencies 24/7, or is even at risk of dying if they don't have a team of critical care nurses looking after them 24/7. This is actually evidence-based and is documented in our mechanical home ventilation guidelines that you can find on our website at intensivecarehome.com. Think about it. In an intensive care unit in a hospital, you wouldn't have support workers looking after a critical care patient on a ventilator with a tracheostomy. So why would anyone in their right mind do that in a home care environment in the community? So this client found out about us eventually. We were proving our concept with this client very fast. When we worked with the client, we sent him intensive care nurses 24 hours a day. And he never ever went back into ICU ever again. And we were proving our concept there very fast. We can do the same for you if you're not safe at home, which includes the advocacy for funding that goes along with it. We have always successfully advocated for our clients, otherwise we would not be in business. The same is applicable for those stuck in ICU, similar to our case study here today, to what you are looking for. Reach out to us, we will make it happen for you as well. We can take you through the right steps, including NDIS or other funding bodies, funding and the advocacy around it. This is also why we're providing Level 2 and Level 3 NDIS support coordination. We have a team of NDIS support coordinators, and they have a wealth of knowledge I've done an interview with Amanda Riches, one of our NDI support coordinators, and I'll put a link to an interview with Amanda in the written version of this blog. We're also providing TAC case management and WorkSafe case management in Victoria with Lucy McCotter. And if you are an NDI support coordinator or a case manager from another organization watching this and you're looking for nursing care for your participants, please reach out to us as well. If you're looking for funding for nursing care for your participants and you don't know how to go about it and what evidence to provide, I encourage you to reach out to us as well. We will help you with the right level of funding and with the right level of advocacy. We're also providing NDI specialist nursing assessments done by critical care nurses with a legal nurse consulting background. And if you are a critical care nurse and you're looking for a career change and you want to join a very progressive, dynamic, and high-performing team of critical care nurses in the community, we are employing hundreds of years of critical care nursing experience combined. If you're looking for a career change, we're currently hiring for jobs for critical care nurses in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, in Albury, Wodonga, in Bendigo, in Geelong, and in Warragul in Victoria. If you have worked in critical care nursing for a minimum of 2 years in pediatric ICU, ED, and you have already completed a postgraduate critical care nursing qualification, we are delighted hearing from you. I have a disclaimer though, because we are offering a tailor-made solution for our clients, which includes regular staff. Our clients also do want the same staff coming over and over again because they are very vulnerable and very special, and that's why we need regular staff. So if you're looking for agency work where you can come and go, this will not be the right fit for you. We're looking for consistency and our clients are looking for consistency. So please only apply with us if you can give us regular and consistent availabilities for shifts and you're really keen on building relationships with us and with our clients. And if you are an intensive care specialist or an ED specialist, we also want to hear from you. We're currently expanding our medical team as well. We can also help you eliminate your bed blocks in your ICU and ED for your long-term patients or for your regularly readmitting patients with our critical care nursing team at home. We're here to help you take the pressure off your ICU and ED beds, and in most cases, you won't even pay for it. Even if you do pay for it, it is much more cost-effective than what you're paying for in ICU and ED, and you get the same level of care. And if you're a hospital executive watching this, and you have bed blocks in your ICU, ED, and respiratory wards, home TPN, of course, please reach out to us as well. We can help you eliminate your bed blocks very fast. If you're in the US or in the UK, and you're watching this and you need help, we want to hear from you as well. We can help you there privately with one-on-one consulting and hiring nurses privately. Once again, our website is intensivecareathome.com. Call us on one of the numbers on the top of our website or simply send us an email to info@intensivecareathome.com. And if you like my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel for regular updates for families with intensive care at home and intensive care. Click the like button, click the notification bell, share the video with your friends and families, and comment below on what you want to see next, what questions and insights you have from this video. Thank you so much for watching. This is Patrick Hutzel from intensivecareathome.com, and I will talk to you in a few days. Take care.